Eventually, I built a repertoire of easy prep meals that took way less of my time and energy to make, but I could also pack diamond meals into on a budget. So today, I'm going to give you 3 of my go-tos so you can have meals ready to go this week without it sucking up an entire day off.
Do you struggle to stay consistent with healthy eating and just want food decisions to be easy, guilt-free, and sustainable? You're in the right place. Hi, I'm Chelsea, nutritionist and fitness coach who overcame restrictive yo-yo dieting and body image insecurities using simple nutrition tools, all backed by biblical principles. And now I help women like you find that same freedom with food so you can feel confident in the look and health of your body for decades to come. I'm ready to dive in with you. So grab that cute notebook you've been hanging on to and let's go.
When was the last time you looked up best diet for weight loss? Or easy high-protein recipes? Or even, are egg whites healthier than whole eggs? You want to eat healthy, but there are just so many conflicting ideas about what's actually right that you become overwhelmed and end up eating the same stuff you always have because they're convenient and you are too exhausted to try and start something new. Again, even though you know the same old routine won't get you anywhere. You could be consistent if only you knew exactly what to do and it didn't take up your whole life. Listen, my friend, you do not have to stay stuck in that cycle. Join me in The Sustainable Way, my one-on-one nutrition coaching program where I will tell you exactly what to do 1 week at a time, based on your goals and preferences, and answer every question along the way so you can have confidence not only in your body, but in your ability to steward it. No more rabbit hole internet searches. No more wonky meal plans that leave you starving and can't maintain for more than a week. This is for you who wants a lifestyle of healthy eating so you can feel and look your best. Head to coachrain.com/nutrition coaching for even more details about what the coaching process looks like, to ask me your questions, and to enroll today. That's coachreign.com/nutrition coaching. And now, welcome to Nutrition for Christian Women. One of the best ways to stay consistent with healthy eating is to have meals prepped that you can just reheat and eat or assemble quickly. If it takes too much time and effort, especially when you're already tired and hungry, that is the recipe for convenience meals and impulse food choices. However, I don't know about you, but I despise meal prepping that consumes an entire day. Actually, the only time I have ever agreed to meal prep for someone was shortly after I met my now husband, Justin, at the CrossFit gym, and he kindly asked if I would cook for him as I watched him eat deli meat and cheese straight from the bag while sitting in the back of the gym. Honestly, I felt bad for him nutritionally. Plus, I needed the paycheck, and he told me to set my price and just cook more of what I was already cooking for myself and make him 10 meals per week. Fast forward 5 years, we are now married, so I guess that was the beginning of me cooking for him for the rest of our lives. But before we got to that point, I would spend my entire weekend working on those meals. Friday, I would plan out what was on the menu. Saturday, I would grocery shop. And then Sunday, I would put it all together. It took me literal hours every weekend, and I would need a nap after I was done cooking. And don't even get me started on that dreadful feeling of, finally, I'm done with meal prep. Oh wait, now I have to make myself dinner for tonight. Plus the dishes and cleanup. I mean, the guy was a good friend and I needed the money, but it was exhausting. Eventually, I built a repertoire of easy prep meals that took way less of my time and energy to make, but I could also pack diamond meals into on a budget. So today, I'm going to give you 3 of my go-tos so you can have meals ready to go this week without it sucking up an entire day off. And the first one being a breakfast egg bake, or as Justin calls it, a health brick. And that's because when I prep these for him, I bake them in a silicone pan with deep rectangles, almost like mini loaf pans. And they are packed with nutrients. So naturally, it's a health brick. Here's the premise. Start by measuring out 2 eggs per planned serving. So if you want this to make 5 servings a whole work week, you'll need 10 whole eggs and then scramble them up. Then about half a cup of vegetables per planned serving. So again, if this is 5 servings, you'll need 2.5 cups of vegetables. And I personally like to choose about 3 vegetables for this dish, including a leafy green, and that's simply for variety's sake. Then about 2 to 4 ounces of cooked protein per serving. Things that work well here are chicken sausages, ground beef, shredded chicken, but really it's whatever you prefer. And optionally, you can include about a 1/4 cup of a starchy vegetable, like your favorite potato or a winter squash. Now, in order to bake it, you'll add everything to a greased casserole dish or something oven safe. Mix it all up to distribute everything evenly. And pro tip here, if you want to save even more time, buy pre-cut vegetables or pre-cooked proteins. And then once it's all in the cooking dish, you'll cover it and then bake at 375 for about 40 minutes, depending on how thick your mixture is in the baking dish. What you're looking for are the edges to start browning, and then the center not to have jiggly raw egg in it anymore. But remember, eggs keep cooking after they come out of the oven, so don't overdo it, or you will just get cardboard health bricks, which is not appetizing. Once it is cooked and cooled, store it in the fridge either directly in the pan, and then you can just cut servings from it each day, or pre-portion it out so you can just grab and go in the mornings. My next go-to quick, easy meal prep idea that you probably have heard of before is the sheet pan meal. And it's exactly like it sounds. Get a large sheet pan, or a couple of them, and fill it with your diamond meal components. So your protein, veggies, starches, all coated in your favorite cooking fat. Now, there is a bit of nuance here because most ingredients have different densities and therefore cooking times. General rule of thumb, if the vegetable is watery when you cut into it, the baking time is shorter. So think zucchini, peppers, those would go well together on a baking sheet. But if the vegetable or the starch isn't particularly watery, then the baking time will take longer. Think Brussels sprouts and potatoes. So those tend to go well together. This can take a bit of trial and error, but once you find winning combos, it really is such an easy way to dump a bunch of stuff onto a pan and then bake it at around 350 Fahrenheit, which, side note, that's really just my go-to temperature when I'm unsure of what to set it at. It gives me time to monitor what I'm cooking and then pull something out of the oven if it's starting to burn, or turn up the heat if I need it to crisp. And then you have multiple servings from that one effort. Now, if you're worried about contamination with meat and vegetables, use a separate sheet pan, or even stick your protein on a cast iron skillet and then pop it in the oven with the veggies and starch. Again, using pre-cut produce will cost a bit more, but it will save you some time with this method. And meal prep idea number 3 that does not take all day is chicken salad. I like this one because it doesn't require reheating when taken out of the house to eat. I mean, technically none of them do once they've been cooked, but this one is actually designed to be eaten cold. Here's my technique. I start by making my own mayonnaise. Why? Because conventional mayo usually uses seed oils, and I just don't love how I feel or the inflammation those cause after eating them. Plus, the mayo that is made with avocado oil is heckin' expensive. So I just make it myself. All you need is an egg, white wine vinegar, some lemon juice, Dijon mustard, avocado oil, and either an immersion blender or a food processor. You can easily make a full jar's worth of mayonnaise in less than 5 minutes and not feel gross eating it. Then, for the rest of the chicken salad, I combine shredded rotisserie chicken, a crunchy vegetable of sorts, usually shredded cabbage, but celery works great too. Then a fruit, like grapes cut in half, or no sugar added raisins. I've even done apple chunks before. And sometimes I'll add nuts and seeds for added texture. Combine all of that in a bowl with the homemade mayo, and now you have a complete diamond meal in a single spoonful. This also works with fish, like tuna or salmon instead of chicken, or even a slow roasted cut of beef. In fact, all of those meal prep ideas lend themselves perfectly to diamond meals, which is why they are part of my go-to recipes. And even the recipes themselves have wiggle room for variety so that you're not stuck eating the same thing day after day. That is a surefire way to fall out of consistency when you get sick of eating the same 3 things. I'm telling you, coming up with simple solutions to help you stay consistent with healthy eating is honestly my favorite thing to do. That's why I developed The Sustainable Way, my one-on-one nutrition coaching program, where you not only get all the tools and resources you need to eat healthfully consistently, but you also get the personalized attention to answer all your questions the internet can't seem to give you a straight answer on, to keep you accountable until it's all second nature, and to be the brain power when you're just out of steam. Head to coachrain.com/nutrition coaching for all the details about The Sustainable Way, to ask me any questions about the coaching process, and even get started today. So, 3 of my favorite go-to meal prep ideas that do not take you all day and are still healthful and allow margin for you to put your own twist on it include the health brick, which is just an egg bake, the sheet pan meal, and chicken salad. Take a second to save this episode for you to come back to when you need inspiration on what to meal prep without it taking all day.
I pray this episode was helpful to you, my friend. If so, could you do me a massive favor and take 30 seconds to write a review? This is the best way to bless me big and help more people learn just how simple eating healthy consistently can be. And if you want more value-packed info from me, head to coachrain.com and sign up for the Weekly Harvest, my weekly emails filled with recipes, how to use food as medicine, biblical nutrition, and more. That's coachreign.com for the Weekly Harvest. Blessings until next time, sis. Toodles.